Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through a couple player props I like on Prizepicks for today's MLB slate on Friday, August the 11th. We've got a full slate of MLB games tonight as per usual on a Friday, so plenty of props to choose from today, guys. I got two props that I'm going to share with you guys in this video. We're specifically going to be looking at the pitcher fantasy score category. Got two pitcher fantasy scores that really stand out today that I like. So before we talk through these two plays, as always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, if they help you out, make sure you hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet, and if you guys are new to Prizepicks, if you have never checked out Prizepicks before, you can actually sign up for Prizepicks and use my promo code Noah. If you do look at the bottom of the screen when you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code, you will get your first deposit matched up to $100. So basically, if you deposit $50, Prizepicks will give you an additional $50 to play with. If you deposit $100, they'll give you an additional $100 to play with. So definitely check them out. Use that code when you sign up so that way you do get your deposit bonus. Also, we are now partnered up with Sleeper, and if you guys have never checked out Sleeper before, you can sign up for Sleeper as well. Use promo code Noah over there. Same thing, get 100% match on your first deposit up to $100. You deposit $50, Sleeper will give you an additional $50 to play with. You deposit $100, Sleeper will give you an additional $100 to play with. So be sure to use that code when you sign up for Sleeper. Sleeper is a little bit different than Prizepicks and some of these other DFS apps. On Sleeper, it is a dynamic payout system, so the odds or the payouts that you get on specific props do change based on the odds of the play. So if the play has a very high chance of hitting on the over, the over might only pay out like 1.4 or 1.5x. But if on the other hand, if the under has a very low chance of hitting, well, you might get like a 3 or a 4x payout for that. So you can make some entries on Sleeper with really high payouts. You can win up to 100x your money over on Sleeper. So if you're one of those people that really likes to chase those high payouts, I definitely recommend giving Sleeper a try. Download their app either on the App Store if you have an iPhone or on the Google Play Store if you have an Android. And again, when you sign up and deposit using that code Noah, you will get your first deposit matched up to $100. But let's go ahead and talk through this slate for Friday, guys. Two props I'm liking for Friday night. Again, pitcher fantasy score category is what we're going to be focusing on for today. And the first prop that I like that I want to take a look at is going to be Jesus Luzardo, 33.5 pitcher fantasy score. I like the over here for Luzardo. So Luzardo gets a decent matchup here at home against the Yankees. The Yankees this season against left-handed pitching, they posted about like league average numbers. If you look at their numbers this season versus lefties, in terms of strikeout rate, they've been about middle of the pack, 22.1% K rate versus lefties. And then if you look at like their offensive numbers, in terms of batting average, I mean, they rank 23rd in batting average against lefties. In terms of on-base percentage, they rank 16th in on-base percentage. In terms of slugging, obviously the Yankees do have power, so they do rank 7th in slugging. But WRC+, that's a category that I like to look at. The Yankees rank 10th in WRC+ against lefties. So they've kind of been like all over the place. They have power, but there also are some strikeouts in this Yankees lineup. This is a really good pitcher's park. Luzardo's going to be pitching at home here in the Marlins ballpark, which is always played as a very pitcher-friendly park. So hopefully that can kind of mitigate some of the Yankees' power. And if we look at this Yankees lineup, I mean, the only guys that have really crushed left-handed pitching this year have been Stanton and Bader. Stanton and Bader both had really good numbers, really high ISOs, really high WOBAs against lefties this year, pretty low strikeout rates. But then if you look at some of the other hitters in this lineup, I mean, Aaron Judge is obviously a fantastic hitter. He's one of the best hitters in the league, but he has kind of struggled against left-handed pitching this season. He does have a strikeout rate over 40% against lefties this year. When you get to the bottom of the lineup for the Yankees, there's a lot of strikeouts at the bottom of the lineup. Volpe, 25.5% K rate against lefties this year. Oswaldo Cabrera, 28.6%. Higashioka, 36.2%. So there are strikeouts available in this lineup. Luzardo is a really, really good strikeout pitcher, has nearly a 30% strikeout rate this season. Luzardo's been really good at home this year as well. He's made 13 starts at home this season. He has gone over this fantasy score line in 9 out of those 13 starts. And I think it kind of makes sense because, again, the Marlins ballpark has always been a very pitcher-friendly ballpark. It's a big ballpark. You really have to hit a ball hard to get it out of Marlins Park. So I'm hoping, guys like Stanton, Bader, hopefully their power, even though they've shown really good power against lefties this year, hopefully, this ballpark can kind of mitigate that. But if we're looking at this line of 33.5 for Luzardo, we're kind of hoping for like 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, 2 earned runs. That would be 34 fantasy score. I feel like that's more than doable here. I mean, if you look at his odds right now on DK Sportsbook, like what he's projected for, His strikeout prop is set at 6.5 with juice slightly on the over, -125. His pitching outs prop is also set at 17.5 with juice slightly on the over, so he's a slight favorite to go 6 innings to get that quality start. And then his earned runs prop is set at 2.5 with slight juice on the under, -120. Again, 6 innings, 6 Ks, 2 earned runs. That would be 34 fantasy score for Luzardo. That feels more than doable, and that's without even factoring in, a chance at a win. The Marlins are favored to win this game. They're -146 on the money line, so maybe Luzardo is able to get a win here if the Marlins can give him some run support. But a quality start, I think, is somewhat likely. I think there's definitely strikeouts available in this matchup. Luzardo's been, again, great at home, really good strikeout pitcher. He's a guy that just has a lot of upside. As long as he can kind of mitigate the power, not give up a ton of home runs, maybe kind of keep the walks in check, there's definitely a good chance he finishes with more than 34 fantasy score tonight. So this is the first play I do like for today, guys, is Jesus Luzardo, more than 33.5 fantasy score. And then the other play that I like is going to be Andrew Abbott's fantasy score line of 27.5. And I also like the over here for Abbott. So Abbott gets a pretty good matchup as well against the Pirates. The Pirates have been a team I've kind of picked on a lot this season. They're not that good of an offensive team. Their metrics against lefties have been pretty subpar. If you look at where the Pirates rank against left-handed pitching this season, in terms of strikeout rate, they haven't been striking out like a ton against lefties, but still 13th in K rate, 23.2% strikeout rate versus left-handed pitching. The offensive numbers have been about middle of the pack to below or to slightly below that. In terms of batting average, they rank 19th in batting average and on-base percentage. Pittsburgh, where they rank? They rank 14th in on-base percentage. This Pittsburgh team doesn't have a ton of power. They rank 27th in slugging versus lefties. In terms of ISO, they rank 28th. So, hopefully Abbott should be able to keep the ball in the park. This game's going to be played in Pittsburgh, which is another kind of pitcher-friendly ballpark. I think it does help that this game's being played in Pittsburgh versus in Cincinnati, because those are two completely different parks when you're talking about hitter-friendly versus pitcher-friendly. Cincinnati's a very hitter-friendly ballpark, whereas Pittsburgh plays more towards pitchers. Obviously, this game is going to be played in Pittsburgh, so I think that does help Abbott. But this Pirates team, again, they don't have a ton of power. They're towards the bottom of the league towards the bottom of the league in ISO versus lefties this year. In terms of WRC plus, they rank 22nd in WRC plus. So Pittsburgh lineup just not very good. There are some strikeouts available in this Pittsburgh lineup. Now, the top of the order, you're not going to get a ton of strikeouts from the top of the order. Hayes, Reynolds, McCutchen, Joe, those guys don't strike out a ton. Most of them have around a 20% K rate, which is about league average. But when you get to the bottom of the order, there's a lot of strikeouts available at the bottom of the order. 35.7% K rate for Rodriguez, 47% strikeout rate for Jack Sawinski versus lefties this year, 28.6% K rate for Trilo. So there's definitely strikeouts available in this matchup. Pittsburgh's offense, again, has not been that good against left-handed pitching, so I'm not too worried about Abbott giving up a ton of runs here. If he goes 6 innings with 5 Ks, gives up 3 runs, that feels more than doable, and that would still put him over this fantasy score line, 27.5. That would put him at 28 fantasy points. If we look at his odds today in terms of strikeout prop, pitching outs prop, earned runs prop, his strikeout prop is set at 5.5. Slight juice on the under, -125 on the under, 5.5 Ks for Abbott. His pitching outs prop is set at 16.5. It is juiced heavily towards the over, -145 on over, 16.5 pitching outs for Abbott. And then if we look at his earned runs prop is set at 2.5 with pretty heavy juice on the over, -155 on the over, 2.5 earned runs. But again, 6 innings, 5 Ks, 3 earned runs, that would still put Abbott over this fantasy score line when you add in quality start. That would be 28 fantasy score. That feels more than doable here, and that's without factoring in any chance at a win. The Reds, I think the Reds are slightly favored in this game, if I remember correctly. Or this game's actually like a pick 'em. It's basically even money to both sides. But maybe Abbott gets a win. Not expecting him to get a win here, not projecting him to get a win. But if he does get a win, that would be 6 additional points. It just feels like there's a lot of ways he could go over this fantasy score line, and because this line is so low, there's definitely room for error here. He could still give up 3-4 runs and go over this line. So a 27.5 fantasy score for Andrew Abbott, I definitely feel like that line is a little bit too low. Abbott has kind of struggled as of late, but for the full season, he has pitched really well. He has gone over this line in 8 out of his 12 starts this season. So I think this line of 27.5 definitely looks a little bit too low here in a really good matchup against Pittsburgh. So these are the 2 props I'm liking for tonight, guys. Jesus Luzardo, more than 33.5 fantasy score, and then Andrew Abbott, more than 27.5 fantasy score. If you guys are going to be tailing me on these 2 plays, hopefully we can hit both these. Hopefully we can make some money tonight. It is Friday, which means on Prizepicks, it is Flex Friday. Your first flex play up to $20 that you place today is risk-free, so I definitely recommend you guys place at least one flex entry today. I would recommend doing a 5-pick or a 6-pick flex entry. And if you want to add these 2 picks to that flex entry, you can do so. I will be posting my flex entry that I'll be playing on Prizepicks tonight. I'll be posting that later on Patreon. These 2 plays will be included in that flex entry. I'll also be sharing an entry that I'll be playing over on Sleeper. Again, guys, if you aren't signed up for Sleeper yet, get signed up over there. Use that promo code Noah. When you sign up for Sleeper, you will get your first deposit matched up to $100. Also, if you have not checked out Prizepicks, you can sign up for Prizepicks as well. Use that promo code Noah over on Prizepicks and get your first deposit matched up to $100 as well. But that's all that I got for tonight, guys. Wish you the best of luck on this Friday night slate. Hope you guys all enjoy your weekend, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.